Treating sex addicts is not a new thing for us. We've been in the field working at SRI for almost 20 years with sex addiction. Pre-internet, pre-online everything, we were there treating sex addiction, helping people get the tools they need to recover. And we're still doing that today.
You know, when the guys first arrive for the intensive on that first Monday, I mean, we just see so much shame and so much anxiety.
When they come to us, they're typically in a state of crisis.
Their life has just blown up.
Their world is crumbling down around them.
There's this part of my life here and this part of my life here, and I tell this person this, but this person this.
The quintessential experience of the sex addict is that of the double life.
They are really torn inside.
They come in desperation, not even able to envision a different life.
They don't really know which way to turn. They're lost.
Most of the time, people think either I'll go for once a week therapy, an hour a week, or, it's a hospital program, 4 to 6 weeks.
The vast majority of our clients are very busy professionals, and they either cannot or will not, be cut off from the outside world for extended periods of time.
So SRI fills a niche of a 2-week intensive.
We don't cure anyone in 2 weeks, but you're not going to get cured in 6 weeks or 8 weeks either. This is going to take some time.
This is a good jump start to the whole recovery process.
Giving them a really strong on-ramp.
If you're willing to do the work on yourself after you leave here, you can get better.
The men that we see have accomplished a number of things in their lives.
A lot of our clients are very high-functioning professionals. However, they are not living in a way that's congruent with their morals and their values and their beliefs.
Clearly, they have to stop the sexual acting out behavior. I mean, that's the cause of all the chaos, the difficulty, and the pain in their lives right now.
More than that, it's about how to really come to terms with yourself.
The behavior is really just the tip of the iceberg.
I like to say to the guys, we're after bigger game.
The goal is to help them live with integrity, to live a life without shame.
Basically, integrity is to integrate. It's to become one. And it's no longer living that double life, and in some instances, a triple life.
That's what we actually do here at SRI. We throw a lot of stuff at you, but the net effect is that you experience your life differently from the inside.
Here at SRI, we use a task-based model.
We use a wide variety of therapeutic techniques here. We do some cognitive behavioral work, some psychodynamics, some mindfulness, therapeutic art, and probably the most important thing is the work that we do in groups. When it comes to working with addictions, groups tends to be what works best for most.
Things that guys are often sharing here in this 2 weeks are things that they're telling us that they've never shared with anybody before.
We operate here with the idea of tell the truth and tell it faster.
Someone begins to share their secrets, and there's a certain amount of shame reduction that occurs.
Just owning the truth and realizing that you can do that. You can actually survive facing the truth.
I've had veterans say, I am closer to the men in this room after 4 or 5 days than I was to men I was in the line of fire with.
Our program goes deep, and it's really an intense program. And by the time they leave here, it's amazing to see the shift that's happened with them.
It can be in the first 2 or 3 days, and a lot of the shift comes from the courage that they find in telling the truth about themselves.
So one of the benefits of this program is that we have fixed start dates. The entire group starts at the same time, ends at the same time. They exchange contact information, and most of the groups will continue to have weekly conference calls after they leave. So there's some alumni meetings. These guys stay in each other's lives long after they leave here.
When we began, most of the people that came to us were local, but as our reputation grew, we began attracting clients from all over North America. Now people come here from Europe, the Middle East, South America, Australia, and Asia.
The spouses are extremely traumatized based on the recent discovery or disclosure.
They have the same symptoms as people with classic PTSD.
They don't even feel like they know who their partner is or what their life is. It's devastating. It's devastating for partners and for families.
There's essentially 3 recoveries that occur. There's the addicts, and then there's the spouses, and at some point beyond that, there's the coupleship.
Essentially, when there's been an infidelity or sexual acting out behavior in a partnership, it's really a rupture of the attachment between the two partners. So a lot of our recovery process is about repairing that rupture.
If the person is willing to be in recovery and starts discovering how good it feels to be operating from a different place, very often a relationship might have the possibility to even grow stronger. I have seen that happen.
We stay in touch with our alumni and we hear back from them all the time.
And it's amazing the letters we receive. I mean, just letters of lives that have been changed.
6 months, here's my chip. 1 year, here's my chip. 2 years, here's my chip.
This is an outstanding program.
Your knowledge and compassion is life-changing.
You give me a sense of trust and hope.
When I found out about the sexual addiction,
Keep helping people.
I really thought our marriage was over.
Thank you for being amazing.
The openness, honesty, and empathy I experienced during the program.
You are all wonderful.
My husband spent
I feel like the real me.
It's completely changed his life.
I just celebrated 1 year of sobriety.
It was a spiritual awakening. Thank you for saving my family.
The most important 2 weeks of my life.
I'm incredibly happy with the program.
I'm so glad SRI exists.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
It doesn't feel impossible anymore.
I worked with somebody once who shared with me that he had reached a place in his career where he was at the top, and he was continually being called upon to attend award banquets and charitable galas, to receive plaques and donation checks. But he had reached a place in his life also that on the nights of those events, he would stand in his bedroom looking at his tuxedo on the hanger, just frozen, unable to put it on. Because he told himself, if they only knew that outside of work I was involved in X, Y, and Z, they would never give me this award. Nor would they applaud when I walked into a room. And essentially he'd become paralyzed, unable to show up for his own life. About 8 months after he left our intensive program, I got an email from him that was 1 sentence long. I can finally wear my tuxedo in public.